Hi, welcome to today's math lesson. Today we'll be looking at rules of divisibility. So the aim of today's lesson is to learn the divisibility rule and apply it to numbers. The learning objective, therefore, is to check if a given number is divisible by another number. There is this vocabulary I want you to take note of: divisibility. A whole number is divisible by another if, after dividing, the remainder is 0. Example. Now, is 15 divisible by 3? Is yes, because 15 divided by 3 is 5 exactly. But let's look at the number 9. Is it divisible by 2? No, I know, because 9 divided by 2 is 4 and 1 is left over. There are 3 success criteria to help you to do divisibility. First, that you can actually remember and know what the term means, divisibility. Second, that you can learn the divisibility rule of different numbers. And third, that you can even apply some divisibility rules to numbers. Something I want you to note. Please remember that one whole number is divisible by another if, after dividing, the remainder is 0. Please keep that in your head. Now, is 18 divisible by 9? Now, I will say yes, since 18 divided by 9 is 2 and there is no remainder. Let's take 18 again. Is it divisible by 6? I'll say yes, because 18 divided by 6 is 3 and there is no remainder. 18 divided by 3. Is 18 divisible by 3? Yes. 18 divided by 3 is 6 and there is no remainder. How about 18 divided by 2? 18 divided by 2 is 9 and there is no remainder. So actually, a lot of numbers are divisible. 18 is divisible by a lot of numbers. And as you can see below, by 9, by 6, by 3, and by 2. So how can you tell if a number is divisible by 2, or by 3, or by 4, or by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? We are going to learn some divisibility rules. Now, come with me to divisibility rule by 2. Now, a number is divisible by 2. For a number to be divisible by 2, it must be an even number. And I know even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Now look at these numbers here. Are they divisible by 2? Let's check. This one ends in 0, so it's a yes. That ends in a 2, so it's a yes. That ends in a 6, so it's a yes. That ends in a 4, so it's a yes. And that ends in an 8. So all these numbers are divisible by 2. Let's go to divisibility rule by 3. Now, for this rule, you have to add up all the digits in the number and find out what the total is. Now, if the total is divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. Now, what do I mean? Let's look at this number, 123. Now, I can find the total of 100, the digits of 123. I can find the total of the digits. So 1 plus 2 plus 3. If I add these up, I'll get 6. Now, is 6 divisible by 3? Yes. So 123 is divisible by 3. Let's look at the divisibility by 4 rule. Now, you have to check if the last 2 digits in your number is divisible by 4. If it's yes, then your number is divisible by 4. Now look at these examples. 2,438 and all these numbers. Now, let's check if they are divisible by 4. We are looking at the last 2 digits. Now, 38 is the last 2 digits of this number. Is it divisible by 4? No. So this number is not divisible by 4. 96 is the last 2 digits of this number. Is 96 divisible by 4? Yes. So the whole number is divisible by 4. Is 32 divisible by 4? Yes. So the whole number is divisible by 4. Is 20 divisible by 4? Yes. So the whole number is divisible by 4. And the last one is 24 divisible by 4? Yes. So the whole number is divisible by 4. So the only number that is not divisible by 4 is the first one. Let's now look at the divisibility by 5 rule. Now, for numbers to be divisible by 5, they have to have an ending of either a 5 or a 0. So let's look at some examples. This number here has an ending of 0. 20 has an ending of 0. This has an ending of 5. This has an ending of 0. And this number has an ending of 5. So all these numbers are divisible by 5. Let's look at divisibility rule of 6. Now, if the number is divisible by 2 and also divisible by 3 at the same time, then is divisible by 6. What do I mean? Let's take the number 36. Can I divide 36 by 2? Yes. That will be 18. So it's divisible by 2. Can I divide 36 by 3? Yes. That will be 12. So since 36 is divisible by 2 and also divisible by 3 at the same time, it must be divisible by 6. Now let's look at the number 57. Is 57 divisible by 2? Can I have 57? The answer is no. Can I divide 57 by 3? Is yes. Now, because I can divide 57 by only 3 but not by 2, it is not divisible by 6. Okay, next, the divisibility by 9 rule. This is somehow similar to divisibility by 3, and what we have to do is add up all the digits in the number and find what the total is, or the sum. If the total is divisible by 9, then the number is divisible by 9. Let's look at an example. 12,123. Let's look at the total of the digits. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3. If I add up all that, I should get a total of 9. Now, is 9 divisible by 9? The answer is yes. So this number is divisible by 9. Now, the last one we're looking at is divisibility by 10 rule. Now, I know that numbers ending in 0 are all divisible by 10. Okay, so let's look at this. Is 20 divisible by 10? Yes. 80? Yes. 534 is a no because the ending is not a 0. 203? No, because the ending is a 3. 340? Yes, it has a 0 ending. Now, just a summary. These are the summary of the rules. Divisibility by 2, it must be even number. By 3, the sum divisible by 3. By 4, the last 2 digits are divisible by 4. Then by 5, the last digit must end in 0 or 5. Divisibility by 6, it must be divisible by 2 and 3 at the same time. Divisible by 9, the sum must be divisible by 9. And divisibility by 10, the last digit has to be 0. Right, let's look at a practice example here. If you were given the number 45, now can we check whether 45 is divisible by any of those numbers? Come with me here. Now we know the divisibility rule for 2. Is 45 an even number? No. So it's not divisible. Now, divisibility by 3, it says the sum divisible by 3. That means I have to add 4 and 5. If I add 4 to 5, I will get 9. Can I divide 9 by 3? Yes. So 45 is divisible by 3. Now, coming to divisibility by 4, it talks about the last 2 digits being divisible by 4, and it is a 2-digit number anyway, and this number is not divisible by 4. For divisibility by 5, I know the last digit has to have a 0 ending or a 5 ending, and 45 has a 5 ending, so it is divisible by 5. Now, divisibility by 6, it must be divisible by 2 and 3 at the same time. Now, this I can't divide by 2, so it's not divisible by 6. How about divisible by 9? The sum must equal 9. So if I add these two, I'll get 9. So yes, it's divisible by 9. And divisible by 10, it must have a 0 a digit at the end. And there's no 0 here, so it's not divisible by 10. Now what I want you to do is to pause the video here and do this. We'll check the answers later. 102. Find which of these is divisible by. How did you do? Now, if you remember the divisibility rules, you know that for a number to be divisible by 2, it must be an even number. And this is an even number because it has an ending of 2. Now, divisibility by 3. For a number to be divisible by 3, we have to find the sum of the digits. and see if it's divisible by 3. The sum of these digits, 1 plus 0 plus 3 is 3, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. So yes, the number is divisible by 3, but it is not divisible by any of these if you apply the rules. Now what I want you to do is to go and do the work. And something I want you to not do. The questions will have divisibility by 7, 8, 11, and 12. Please leave those ones out. Don't do them because I haven't taught you that. How did you do? Now, I want you to select one of the questions you did really well and then call a guardian, or if they are busy, call a sibling and show them your steps to a correct answer. Just as a reflection, can you tell someone what divisibility means? Can you also learn the divisibility rules of different numbers? Can you apply this to numbers? If you can do that, then well done. You can now do divisibility rule for numbers. Thank you.